Welcome to Dee's Kitchen. Isaiah didn't have school today, so we have a new recipe that I've been waiting to try. It is a peach cheesecake. So we did not go with fresh peaches, so we're using 2 cans of peaches, the big cans. And we have our half a cup of brown sugar mixed in there. I got the burner on low right now. And then we have a tablespoon of lemon juice in there. And we have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon of cinnamon, this is working, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Let's start over. And I mixed the lemon juice in there. I knew better than to do that, but I did. So anyways, all right, it'll mix up in there now. So we're gonna get this going. Needs to get to a thickened point a little bit because it will be layered in the cheesecake, in between the graham cracker crust and the cream cheese layer, all that. So we need it to thicken a bit. So we're gonna kind of let this thicken for a bit here, bring it to a low boil, I guess, maybe, barely. Let that go for a little bit while we work on the other part here. Alright, so we'll just let that sit there and we'll keep checking on that. And over here we have our graham cracker crumbs. Isaiah got those all crumbled up for us. We used the cinnamon kind today. I went with 4 cups. It calls for 3 cups for the pan and 3/4 of a cup of melted butter. So that's what I will tell you. I went a little heavy because I'm going to make a little extra. So anyway, so we have 3/4 a cup and 4 cups of chopped up graham crackers, the cinnamon kind. Mix that all up good. Looks yummy. Smells good too. You can smell the cinnamon there. Because cinnamon and peaches go really well together, so we thought the cinnamon ones would be better. Right. So pretty good, looks like. So we have our springform pan with a layer of parchment paper cut in there. Can you see that, buddy? Come on, a little closer. And we're going to spray that. And I make a little extra, like I said, so we have some for Rick to take to work. So I'm going to do this little pan also. So I'll guesstimate 3 cups in here, which is what the recipe calls for. And I'll do, that's probably more than enough there. Stir those peaches a little bit. Don't want them to burn. They're starting to thicken. Up nice. Can you see that, buddy? Looking up good. So I'm going to turn that down a little bit more while we work on this. Get rid of some of these things we don't need. So we're going to spread this around in here. Start patting her down good. How this is going to all fit in here, all these layers they're talking about, but that's what it says, so that's what we're going to try. We will link to the actual recipe that we're using in there also when we get it all done. At least I think Isaiah can do that for me. Usually he can. All right. Good. Peek at that, and then we're going to end up setting this in the refrigerator for a little while, just so that it'll set up while we're getting all our other stuff together. This other little one I'm making here, a little extra. One, so I'll deal with that later. So take a peek at this, buddy. I think we're going to shut this down. See how it's getting nice and thick. I'll probably just leave it on the burner, shut it right down and let it sit there. I think that will be enough for that. And then we will come back to see you in a little while when we get ready to do the cream cheese part, and there's a crumbly topping part. So we gotta work on getting those prepped and everything, and then we'll come back and put those together. So see you in a bit, bye. Welcome back. All right, now we're working on our filling for our cheesecake. So we have 8-ounce packages of cream cheese softened with 3/4 of a cup of sugar. We have that all whipped up in there already. And now we're just adding in 1/3 cup of sour cream and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And we'll put those in there. And we'll mix those in. This is quite a complicated process, this one is, but that's all right. It looks really yummy and we want to try it, so we're trying to do it. So all that looks pretty good in there. Well, try not to have too much noise, but it is what it is. Now we have 4 eggs here, and they're kind of mixed up. We're going to add those in and just mix them in. Just enough to get them mixed in. So we're going to use like half of this filling mix, and we're going to put it into on our crust. Bring that closer, buddy. On our crust. Now we have tin foil wrapping our pan, and it's sitting in a pan of water because this is a cheesecake. So I'll mix this in, about half of that in there. And remember, I was making a little extra one over here, so I put a little bit over here too. That for the next layer. That one. All right. Okay. So now we are going to get this in the oven. So remember, this is water in there. Tin foil is protecting the water. Come in closer, buddy. Tin foil is protecting the water from getting into the pan because it's a spring-form pan, so it kind of locks. So we don't want water getting in there. So we're just going to throw that in. My little one, I'm not using the water bath thing. I'm just throwing it in, and we'll wing it on that one. So there we go. 425 oven for 13 to 15 minutes. So we will let that go for the 13 to 15 minutes, and then we'll be back with the next layer. Alright, we are back. We just pulled this out of the oven. It's a little bit set there, and we are going to put some peaches on top. It just has a thin layer, so I don't really know. We're just going to drop some around on there and hope for the best. Flavor will be there. Might not be pretty, but we don't really care if it's pretty. It tastes good, and it smells wonderful. You can really smell these peaches. It's awesome. I'm going to go for a little bit more on there though. It's a thin layer, but I don't think there's enough on there yet for me. That ought to do it. And then I'm going to put a little bit on my little extra one I'm making over here. Save that for later. Then it says we turned it down to 350. It was at 425, so I just turned it down now when I pulled this out. So now we're putting this thin layer of peaches on top, and then we're putting the rest of the cream cheese layer on top of that. So run that around on there. Save me a little bit for my little one over here. Finish it off on this one. yeah, this is a big project, obviously, which we know cheesecakes are always the bigger project. That's all right. We're gonna go with it and hope for the best. I don't normally make cheesecakes because they're just too much work. But that's okay. We're gonna find out how good this one is. All right, so there we go. There's another little layer done. All right, so we are back in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes. So we are going to throw her back in, and then we'll be back for the next step after the 40 to 45 minutes. So, see you then. Okay, we got this out of the oven. We ran out of space on the phone, had some technical difficulties. But anyway, so we dumped the rest of our peaches on here, our peach mixture that was thickening earlier. And then we made our topping. 1 cup of flour, 1/4 cup brown sugar, 1/4 cup of sugar, teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 of a cup of cold butter, and then kind of mixed that all together. And then we went ahead and poured in 1/4 cup of boiling water. And now, as you can see, we just have kind of spread this around on here, like a topping, like a crumbly topping, I guess you'd call it, I don't know. And so now we are going to throw this back in the oven, and this is going to cook for another 20 to 25 minutes, and then we will show the final result once we are done. Thank you. Okay, our peach cobbler cheesecake came out of the oven. After it baked for that last time frame, it did say to just leave it in the oven with the door cracked and shut the oven off. So it has been another hour past our time. And so it's still quite warm from sitting in the oven. We just took it out of that pan filled with water. And this was my little extra one that I made on the side. You can see all the different layers in there, the cream cheese and the peaches, and a little bit of crumbs. This one kind of burnt because I didn't water bath the bottom of this one. So the crumbs burnt a little bit, but that's okay. Someone will eat it. And then, so we have this one here, but now we have to put it in the refrigerator and let this one cool for 3 to 4 hours, and then we can open it up. So you can check out the link to the original recipe that we used and go from there, but it smells wonderful. I tasted this one a little bit. It's actually very good. It is a lot of work, I will tell you that. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you.